Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over my Undefeated SS4 deck that I ran at the my local Zenkai celebrations yesterday. Now, to clarify, we did not do the exact Zenkai celebration ruling, where you could only use Zenkai cards or like cards that came in the starter decks. We didn't get a lot of the product at the store to do that. So we just decided to do pre-constructed decks, but next week we will be running pure Zenkai, so I'll let you know how that goes. But today, I wanted to go over SS4 Goku and Vegeta, in it together. Should know the name by now. In this deck, I ran up against Launch, Majin Vegeta, and SS Blue Vegeta. That was a burn deck, and all three of those decks were amazing. The players were amazing. They really put in work. I barely scathed by with some of the broken cards in this deck. I'll show you. But SS Goku, cannot talk today. Sorry. Sun Goku and Vegeta. Front side ability, 10k. Permanent, I can use mono red rest mode Saiyans in combo area. So in combo. So basically, not only can I attack with my Saiyans, I can then combo with them during my defense step or offense step. It's insane. I think that is absolutely nuts. Specifically for red decks. But anyway, once per turn, when I combo a card, so this can be during my turn or my opponent's turn, I can search the top 3 cards in my deck to add a mono red Saiyan and add it to my hand, or a Unison with a specified cost of 2. It's pretty awesome. It helps you search for all of your pieces for this deck and your Unison, which is very important. Its Awakening ability is if my life is at 4 or less, or if I have a Goku and Vegeta GT card in my Z energy, I can draw 1, untap an energy, take cards from my life to life 6. That's a good Awakening tech. SS4 Goku and Vegeta in it together. Same deal in the front with the permanent. I can use rest mode Saiyans. And its other permanent is all my GOGETA GT cards can attack my opponent's battle cards in active mode. You'll see why that's awesome and broken in a second. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1, then play one cost red Saiyan from my hand in rest mode. And then when I activate a Union Fusion ability, once per turn, this card becomes GOGETA GT for the turn. Absolutely insane. This leader is probably, in my opinion, one of the better leaders in this set, if not like top 3. Oh, absolutely top 3. Along with Red Sin and King Piccolo, Green King Piccolo. But so far, this is just what I've gathered. That could more than likely change. But anyway, into the deck list. The first 8 cards here really, are like your turn 1s, and the cards you're really going to focus on for your free plays from the leader and Unison. And that is SS4 Goku and SS4 Vegeta preparing to brawl. Now, when this card is played, it immediately gets tapped down to rest mode, and you draw 1. Now, I know what you're thinking. These say 4 cost. Well, if your leader is a Goku and Vegeta GT card, they get their cost reduced by 3. So, they go from 4 to 1, but they immediately have to be put into rest mode when they are played, so you can't just swing in with 1 cost 20Ks. But when you play them, you draw 1, and then when you combo with them, you also draw 1. So, when you're on your backside, when I swing up my leader, I draw off my leader, play one of these, draw another card, and then combo with it immediately, draw another card. So, if I do this right, I can probably draw 6 cards during my turn, 5 or 6 cards during one of my turns. It's absolutely insane. And essentially, these are literally the exact same card. So, these are awesome. These are the backbone of the deck. You need to run these. And then I run 4 of the SS4 Vegeta, searching for rivals. As the name suggests, this literally is my searcher. I never play him, I combo with him, but mainly I use his ability to send him to the drop area, search my deck for a 4-cost Son Goku GT card, and add it to my hand. So, there's so many awesome Goku GT cards in this deck that this just helps find them when you need them, on top of the already immense amount of drawing. And some of those amazing Goku GT cards are Sun Goku Digging Deep. So, as you can see, this card has no combo power. Now that's weird for a combo deck. Well, reason being is that when you combo with this card and your life is at 4 or less, you could just choose one of your battle cards. As long as your leader is a Goku and Vegeta GT card, you choose one of your battle cards, or just cards in general, and it gets 5k power for the turn. So essentially, this is a free cost Senzu Bean without the energy untapping. So being able to search for that with the Vegeta card is absolutely insane. This helped me out a lot of matches against hyper aggro decks where they now had to push for an extra 5k where they weren't really able to. One of my big hitters is Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku, Rivalry United. Essentially, this is my turn 3 play. It is a 20k double strike with deflect. When it's played, I draw 1, and I can play it for 1 if I have 2 or more energy, and I have a Vegeta GT card in my combo area. So as long as I'm comboing the GT Vegeta card, I play 1, I pay 1, play it, and then draw 1, and then swing in for double strike. It's nutty. Its other ability, though, is when this card is used in a combo from the battle area, it gets 5k combo power for the battle, and my leader gains double strike for the turn. I never use that, but that's a freaking amazing ability, is that I can just combo this after, like, during my turn, I can combo this after I'm done attacking with it. As long as I have the energy to do it, my leader gets an additional 10k and becomes double strike. That's absolutely insane. Now, the Vegeta card to that is Vegeta Rivalry United. I only run 2 because I don't feel like critical is as important as double strike, but I might bump this up to 3. I really only got to play it once. Essentially, it's the exact same card as that previous Goku was, except that on play it doesn't draw you 1, it lets you neg something on your opponent's board, 15k. So, if you want double strike or crit, you got choices. Now, the big boss of the deck, SS4 Gogeta, Triumphant Together. Now, this is really your turn 4 play, and this is what I did every single game, is turn 4, I tapped out completely to play this, because it's 4 Union Fusion, 4 red, you draw 1, and it has a whole wall of text, so bear with me here. Triple Strike, Blocker, 35k with Deflect. This card is not affected by non-Gogeta GT skills, and when this card is in a battle, my opponent cannot activate non-super combo card skills, and I skip my offense step, so I don't get to combo anything, but my opponent can activate battle, can do activate blocker, none of that. They have to combo over it. Now, what's disgusting about this is, because my leader says Gogeta cards can attack battle cards in active mode, I would play this, attack every single one of my opponent's battle cards, wipe them away, because you either have to combo to save them or let them die, and then once they were all gone, I went after my opponent, my opponent's life. And hitting for 3 is absolutely insane. And at the end of my turn, I just untap it. So it becomes a blocker, ready to go. Its other ability, though, is at the start of my next charge phase, I place this card in the drop area. So it really is only going to be around for 1 turn, as far as you know. You'll see. But run 2 of them because they're super easy to find with how many cards you draw. Now, your turn 2 is always, most of the time, always going to be the Unison SS4 Gogeta Powers Connection. This card is absolutely busted. When you play it, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add a red card to your hand. So not a red Saiyan, just a red card. You'll be able to grab anything in this deck and add it to your hand. +2, play a 1-cost red battle card and put it into rest mode. So this goes great in red Sin and red Gogeta. So basically, I'm playing those free cost, so the 1-cost Goku and Vegeta cards that draw you 1. So once again, drawing essentially 2 cards a turn off that. And then -4 is Activate Battle. This card gets 15k power and Double Strike. So if I swing in with this and my opponent doesn't stop the attack, I'm just going to -4 and go in for Double Strike. absolutely insane. I think one turn I probably was swinging for about 10 damage. It was nuts. This is such a good Unison, and it helps synergize the deck. Now, other cards that aren't SS4 based. 3 copies of Pint-Sized Warrior Son Goku from set 3, a blast from the past. This card, it's just when you play it, look at the top 7 for a Goku GT card and add it to your hand. Now, like I said, there's a lot of really awesome GT Goku cards in this deck, and this card being able to search for them is insane. It's 1 cost, so it's going to be free played off the leader and the Unison. It's good stuff. Divine Presence. This card, it came in handy 1 game, but beyond that, I really used it mainly for charging. It's a great card, you know, being able to play a 20k dual attack for 2, as long as I'm comboing 2 cards, which isn't a problem. It just really didn't come up that often where I would need to play it. I think 2 is still a fine number. We'll see how I feel later on, but I really like this card still, so this feels like a red staple card. Speaking of red staples, Yamcha Merciless Barrage. Essentially being a free cost counterplay that negs 2 cards on my opponent's battlefield by 15k. It's free as long as I have a Unison. It's awesome. I think that this fits great. I love the Videl a little bit more, but like specifically just this being free, because I can't play the Videl for free. It's just awesome. It helps to apply pressure to the board. I did misplay it a couple times yesterday, so it's been a while since I played that. Now, the card that people are having a big problem with in this deck is Broly Crown of Retribution. Now, hot take, I think this card personally should be banned because it's too much value for 1. When you play this card, if your opponent has 2 open energy, you get to look at your opponent's hand and grab any battle card out of there with a cost of 20k power or less and place it in the opponent's drop area. Now, not only do you get to rip an opponent's floodgate out of their hand, because let's face it, most time 2 battle cards, 2 open energy is specifically for floodgates. It lets you look at your opponent's hand. So even if they don't have a floodgate, you get to look at, oh, there's a super combo, I'll take that. Oh, you have a bunch of counter attack cards in there that aren't floodgates that you were really hoping I was going to fall for. Nope, they're gone. Or at least I get to look at them and be like, now I know what's going on. I'm not going to attack this turn. For 1 energy, and it can be free played off the leader in Unison, I think that's too much, personally. I think the card needs to be banned. But it helped me out. It really did. Now, the other 1-drop card that really is good for this deck is Rushing Warrior Pan. This came out of the starter deck way back in the day. You play it. When you play this card, choose one of my red leader cards or battle cards and gets 5k power for the turn. So boom, an extra 5k boost to my leader or battle card, and then I can combo with this card from the battle area to draw another card. So keeping that draw going, keeping that power boost going with my leader. Sorry, I got a little crud in my throat today. Vegeta Resolve Renewed. This is just your basic red counter play. This really didn't come in handy all that much. I never got to situations where I felt like I needed to use it, but it's just a staple. You never want to not have it in the deck. The super combo I'm running is 4 of the Raditz. It's basic. Bottom deck a card, draw 2. It's good stuff, especially since you're going to be less than 4 life fairly quickly with this deck. Alright, so now my defensive cards. Because yes, this deck needs some defense. I ran 1 Strategies of Universe 7 for shits and giggles. Didn't really come up that often. I played it once as I was swinging for my last game just for funsies. Run 2 of the Violent Rays. Definitely helped out against some of the wider boards. I run 3 copies of Imposing Presence just because... excuse me. Imposing Presence is just such a good counter attack. Negs the opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier 10k, and then they have to, if they attack any more times this turn, they have to reduce them by 5, and that stays for the turn. So dual attackers get worse every time you attack. And you can play it for 1 or play it for free if your life is at 3 or less by discarding a card from hand. Worth it, in my opinion, to have run 3. And then 3 of the token negates, just because these really do come in handy. I think one game I had 4 attacks coming and I used 2 of these in a row. Sure, I went down to 1 life, but I survived and then went in for the win the next turn. So you gotta stay defensive with this deck, even though it does a whole lot of aggression and draws you a lot. You want to stay protected. And now the one-ofs. I ran 1 SS4 Gogeta. What the hell are you called again? Indomitable Might. This never came up. I surprisingly never saw this card in my hand all of my games. Sad. I really wanted to try it though, with it being a deflect double strike. I essentially can play it for 3 if my leader is a red or black Saiyan. And I have 3 or more energy. And this card would have given my leader a 3k. So, sorry, 5k. I'm sorry, I'm a dingus. And this card is play. Your opponent sends 1 card from their hand to their warp, then choose up to 2 of my opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 30. That's awesome. I wish I would have seen it, but sadly didn't. The GT Trio card. This was great for just putting under my Unison to give it that extra bump. One time I did play it to wipe a board. That was super fun. I think 1 is pretty fine. I always saw it every game, surprisingly. My Overwhelm was Man on a Mission. Love this card. Never got to really play it because I just never saw it. And then King Piccolo. This card put in work on turn 4. After everything's said and done, I probably, like I said, could have swung it for like 8 to 12 damage with this card being a free 20k double strike. Awesome. Love it. Alright, so the secret rare I used in this deck for the tournament was SS4 Vegeta, a Light in the Darkness. A Light in the Dark. Now, I didn't get to pull this myself. My buddy, who pulls secret rares like nobody's business, he pulled it, and he was nice enough to let me borrow it. And yeah, this card is absolutely insane. As long as you have 4 more energy. When this card is played, your opponent reveals their hand. So once again, it's like a Broly's Crown. I can take 1 battle card with 35k power or less, and my opponent discards it. Then, choose up to 1 of my mono red leaders until the start of the turn. It gets an extra 10k power, and this card gains quadruple strike. So, not only was I swinging triple strike with the 8-drop Gogeta, I play this for quad strike for 40k, and then my leader, which we're going to go into the Z deck next, would go in for the last attack. It was insane. This card won me a couple of my matches, and I really want this card. Sadly, it is looking like a $280 card as of right now. It is going down in price, though, so I'm hoping to pick it up around 200 bucks. But I think this is, my opinion, I like it more than SS Blue Vegeta, but that's just a personal thing. Alright, and the Z deck. Mainly, first and foremost, the Z leader. This card absolutely is bonkers for attack and defense. Right away, this card is 100k power. There is no card that's ever been printed that is that strong. You can Z Awaken this card. First of all, you can only have 1 copy of this card in the Z deck. You can awaken at 4 or less life. And all my energy is in rest mode. So this is my turn 4. Once I tap out for the 8-drop Gogeta, I evolve into this. If my life's at 4 or less, all my energy is in rest mode. I skip my next charge phase. So because I skip my next charge phase, that Gogeta doesn't go to the drop area. So it gets to stay on the board and cause mayhem for people. And then finally, while this card's in battle, my opponent cannot use extra cards or use cards in combos. So at the end, basically, my opponent's fucked. Like, if my opponent has 1 life left, I'm going in with this. What are they going to do about it? At the end of my opponent's turn, switch this card to active mode and remove it from the game. So it's not a permanent thing. Now, what I did learn, though, is that during my opponent's turn, or sorry, during turns where I'm like, oh, my opponent's going to hurt me real bad next turn, they possibly could kill me, I would Z evolve into this. Like, Z Awaken. So, I would use the 100k power to my benefit for defensive purposes. So what's my opponent going to do? Swing over 100k to hit me for like 2 more energy? Or 2 more life? Like, no, they're not going to do that. So this card not only is amazing for offensive, but for defensive purposes as well. Alright, and then the other Z Battle cards that I ran. 2 SSB Vegetas. This is just a staple. For red, it's just you pay 2 Z energy to play it, 2 normal energy, you swing in, combo 1 card to get it back, and if you have 4 more Z energy, you get to switch it back to active mode again during activate main, and it gains 10k in double strike and barrier, and then you swing in again, combo another card. So boom, it replaces the Z energy that it just took, and it just can swing it for 3 damage. And each time it attacks, it negs something 15k. Absurd. 1 copy of SS4 Goku Defender of Life. This card really came up as just I pay 2, 3 Z energy, double strike with deflect to burn an opponent's burn an opponent for 1 life if they have 4 more life. The other ability doesn't really matter since my leader's not panned, but the burn life is really what I want it for. And of course, 1 copy of the black SSB Vegeta. This card was great if I was at 4 life and I needed to get to 3, or I was stuck at 5 life and I needed to get to 4. You play it for 1 Z energy, you just take a life and draw 1. It's awesome. I can't believe this is like the free like demo deck for Z energy, and this card's like $10 now. It's absolutely insane. Now, I'm going to rush over the sideboard because it really didn't come up that often. I couldn't think of a good sideboard for this deck, so we'll just run through it quickly. Zenkai for against U7. Didn't play against U7. Solid card for that. An extra testing the opposition just for more aggro deck lineups matches. Sorry, I just combined those. Holy crap. 2 copies of Begrudging Allies. I think this is a great card that came out in the new set, specifically for sideboard tech. It is a 1-cost counterplay if your life is at 4 or less. The card being played, if it has a cost of 3 or less, it is warped instead of being played. This card came in handy against Floodgates. It's really good. 2 copies of the Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Didn't come up, sadly. 2 copies of Son Goku Legend Personified. Can't name things today. Once again, didn't come up. Just the deck ran so smooth, I couldn't think of anything to take out for it. 3 copies of the Raditz, the Oppressor. Now this card could be free played off my leader and Unison, but once again I didn't play any blue decks that dealt with energy ramp, so didn't think it was really necessary to play. 1 extra Violent Rays just in case for more aggro matchups. Beerus Ball for more counterplay, and then 2 copies of Vegeta Hidden Ambition for cards like Dimension Magic, Dormant Potential, and sadly those did not come up in my matches either, so sideboard was kind of useless, but Begrudging Allies put in some work. I'll give them that. Yeah, that's the SS4 Goku and Vegeta deck. Like I said, I'm recording this fairly early in the morning, so sorry if I'm a little out of it. But yeah, I really love this deck. I think this deck absolutely is one of the best decks in this upcoming format. I still think Red Sin is a little better. But yeah, I absolutely love it. So much fun to play. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. How'd you guys do for your Zenkai celebration events? What is there any special tech that you're running in this that I should know about? Hit me up, man. I love deck building. This set has really invigorated my love for deck building again. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.